Hi guys, this is Adil again with another video. So let's talk about why do you buy an apartment? Everything has a pros and cons. So in this specific video, we need to actually focus on the advantages of buying an apartment. So the first and most important point I have for buying an apartment, if you are a first home buyer and investor, I would say apartments are easily maintainable. So, for example, if you are buying a house, then you have to be careful about the house maintainability. For example, you have to maintain your front yard, your backyard. If it's a big house, then you have to maintain your pool, if there is any. And if there is any damage to your fence, or if there is any damage to your roof, or maybe there's a water leakage, you are on your own. So because you have taken the responsibility of buying a house, so you are the sole responsible of the house. Whereas an apartment, most of the apartment owners, they usually pay the fee, which is called the body corporate. Throughout the year, they pay the body corporate fee quarterly or yearly, and the body corporate actually take care of the apartment buildings, and they actually maintain the apartment on their behalf. So definitely it's easy to maintain an apartment than a house. The second most important point, in my opinion, is it saves you money when you buy an apartment. For example, if you are buying a house for $1 million, so you should have at least 10%, which is 100,000. But if you're buying an apartment, apartments do not require too much money. A 2-bedroom apartment or a 3-bedroom apartment, not all of them are $1 million, but some of them are under $1 million. So the down payment is low, whereas house requirement is that the bank actually, which lends you the money, they have a requirement that you must have your own insurance. So you have to pay your insurance every month or yearly. So in apartments, you don't need to buy an insurance, whereas if you want to buy a content insurance, that's entirely up to you. And third thing is body corporate actually covers all those like save you money, and they cover all those insurance part and everything. Third thing is safety. Houses, you are on your own. You need to actually install your own cameras, or you have to install the big fences and all those things, all the system. You are the responsible person because you bought your own house. Whereas an apartment, it's actually quite safe to live there because it's a gated community and there's an added security everywhere. When you are living in an apartment, then you will be provided the security from the body corp or whoever is maintaining that apartment. Okay, the fourth point in my mind, I would say is amenities. You do have pools, gyms, cafes, restaurants, parks, everything nearby in apartment. Whereas in houses, it's not possible. You cannot have everything, but you have few things. For example, marketplaces nearby, maybe the park is nearby. But owning a house is much better, that's for sure. Whereas apartments are not a bad option if you are buying. Okay, the fifth point is a short-term option. If you are thinking like this market 2022 and you are thinking that, oh, this is not the market to buy a property right now because all cities, the property prices are going down and we are not sure whether we should buy a house in this market, I would prefer go for the apartment. Just to save money for a little while, it's better to actually buy something for now because it would increase the price later. If you have something in 2022, for the time being, because the times are going pretty hard, 7 consecutive rate rises since May, we can see that people are concerned whether to buy a house or not. So in this time, if you have an approval, I would prefer you should buy an apartment because it's a short-term sort of like investment for you. After a year or so, or maybe 3 years, when the interest will go down, so then you can sell your apartment and buy a house. My sixth point is very important. It's a community in the apartment, whereas in houses we don't. Community, why? Because we are using the same amenities in the apartment. We are using the driveways, we are using like the car parks, we are using lifts, we are using the swimming pools, we are using when you're living in an apartment, you're using all those amenities in the apartment. So it's actually quite easy that people are quite easily knitted together as a community. Whereas in houses, who are you living next to? You don't know. Unless and until you actually go and reach out people, talk to them, and then you actually make friends. Whereas in an apartment, it's easy to have a greater community, and everyone, not everyone I would say, but I say like most of the people know each other. My last point is it's actually like build your saving if you are buying an apartment in this market. How come? For example, cost of running a house is much higher right now. The things which are going higher, like energy prices are going up, everything is going up. There's a lot of inflation in Australia right now. That's why running a house is not that easy. Compared to that, running an apartment would be not that bad. If you are living in an apartment, you are just paying your body corp and everything will be covered, and you are on your own, you take care of your life, you take care of your groceries, you're just paying your bills, but you do not have the extra thing. So if you are buying an apartment for the time being where the market is going quite bad, I reckon like building your saving in this market is very, very important, which is quite easy for you. If you're working, like if you're doing a job or something, so it's quite easy for you to actually buy an apartment. So I would say that you should buy an apartment in this market and wait for like a year or two until the market goes down. So this is my short video about like the importance of buying an apartment in 2022. I hope you may have some questions about it, or you like it. Please discuss with me in the comment section. I would be really happy to answer your questions. Bye.